Hello dear students, welcome to first lecture of direction and coordination. This is the last important function of management. In this lecture, we are going to discuss what is direction and what are the characteristics and the principles of direction, and what is supervision, what are the functions of supervisors, a difference between the direction, supervision, and what are the qualities of supervisors. These are the important contents of this first lecture of the direction and the coordination. We are starting with the first important. What is the direction? Direction, the direction. What do you mean by the term is the directing or the direction? Directing is said to be a process which manager instruct, guide, oversee the performance of the worker. A simple meaning is the manager is give the instruction, guidance to workers to achieve the goals of the organization. The term is known as the direction. The instructing, guiding, and oversee the performance of the worker. The nowadays every manager try to oversee the performance of workers. To oversee this performance of the worker, the concept is known as the direction. In film industry, there is one of the important role is a director. The director is oversee all the activities relating to the particular film. He is directing the entire activity related to the particular film. The concept is known as the direction. So the direction and director is a very important element of the organization. So the concept here, it's a process which manager instruct, guide, and oversee the performance of the workers to achieve the predetermined goal. This is known as the direction. Because the manager is a purely oversee, look at the things of the workers' performance. It is known as the direction. According to Human, there is definition. Directing consists of process or technique by which instruction can be issued and operation can be carried out or originally planned. That means, according to Human, the concept of direction means it's like a activity, ഒരു ഓപ്പറേഷൻസ് എങ്ങനെ ചെയ്യണം എന്നതിനെ കുറിച്ചൊരു എക്സാക്റ്റ് ആയിട്ടൊരു കാര്യം ഡിസൈഡ് ചെയ്യുന്ന പ്രോസസ്സാണ്. അതൊരു ഇൻസ്ട്രക്ഷൻ എങ്ങനെ കൊടുക്കണം അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു ഓപ്പറേഷൻ എങ്ങനെ ചെയ്യണം ഇതിനെക്കുറിച്ച് എക്സാക്ട്ലി ഡിസൈൻ ചെയ്യുന്ന പ്രോസസ്സിനെയാണ് നമുക്ക് എപ്പോഴും ഡിറക്ഷൻ ഓർ ഡിറക്റ്റിംഗ് എന്ന് പറയാനായിട്ട് സാധിക്കുക. It's a function of guiding, like inspiring, overseeing, instructing people to accomplishment of the goal. It's a purely that's a process oversee the performance of the worker. The concept is known as the direction. I look at this diagram, and here the person is always a director. The person is always giving the issue, order to achieve the organization goal. So he can treat as a director and he perform the role of the director, and this function is known as the directing. The directing is one of the important element of the organization function. I'm discussing what are the important characteristics of the direction. Suppose your direction point of view, what are the important characteristics? What are the important characteristics of directing or direction? One of the important characteristics of direction is a pervasive function. The pervasive means is applicable all around the world. If the concept is applied in all around the world, whether it is economics, business, or the South India, North India, or there is a European nation, there is no significant difference. You can apply the concept all around the world without any significant difference. That's the first important function is a pervasive function. It's applicable to the all around the world without any significance. Without any difference, we can apply the concept of direction. The term is known as the pervasive function. The direction is treated as the pervasive function. And second one is continuous activity. Direction is not a never-ending activity. Throughout the life of the organization, we have to practice the process of direction. It's like a continuous process. Direction is always continuous process. That means it's not a never-ending activity throughout the life. We can use the terms of direction. Suppose your economy point of view, the Prime Minister is always directive throughout the period not to perform the activities. So we can see the concept of direction is always continuous activity. And third one is human factor. A direction is a human factor. All the decisions are taken by the humans or individual within an organization, and controlling the particular activities and controlling the particular person within an organization is a human factor, because humans are most important role in your the direction process. It's a direction is always related to the human factor. It's a human factor. And another one is creative activity. The direction means it's like a creative activity. It's to oversee the performance of the employees. It's a creative activity. How to oversee the activity, how to inspiring your subordinate, how to give the orders to achieve the particular task. So there is a creation. A director must be planned according to their capacity to achieve the goals of the organization. So direction is always a creative activity. Another one is executive function. Your direction is always, it's not a logical function, it's like an executive function, not a thinking function. It's a purely executing function, executing the various levels of the organization, whether top level, middle level, lower level, we can apply the concept direction. So it's an executive function, not a thinking function. That is another important characteristic of the direction. It's like an executive function. And another one is delegate function. The delegation of authority is another important element of the direction. The manager can delegate the authority to the lower level and other workers performing the works, performing the activities to achieve the objectives of the organization. So delegate function is also relating with your direction. And these are the important characteristics of direction. One is the pervasive function, and second one is continuous activity. There is a human factor, and there is a creative activity, and there is executive function and delegating function. And these are the important characteristics of the direction. And what is the direction? The direction is like a process, is instruct, guide, oversee the performance of the worker for what purpose? To achieve the predetermined goals, the goals of the organization. And these are the important characteristics of the direction. Okay, now what are the important principles? Like the management, a lot of the principle, Henry Fell principle, F.W. Taylor principle, and similarly, and your organization, the direction has their own principle. And discussing what are the important principles of the direction. Okay, the first important principle of direction is the maximum individual contribution. The maximum individual contributions. Individual effort is one of the important elements of the direction. So maximizing the individual effort for achieving the objectives of the organization. The first important principle of direction is a maximum individual contribution. For what purpose? To achieve the objectives of organization. It's an individual contribution rather than the personalized activity. It's always individual. An individual maximum individual contribution is essential to take the right decision at the right time. The first important principle of direction is a maximum individual contribution. And second one is harmony objective. That means coordinating all the objectives. There's a lot of the objectives for the different department. And the direction point of the director or the manager always try to unify this activity, unify this objective for the common goal. The second important principle of the direction is the harmony of the objective. Because you're already familiar with the harmony objective in the first chapter of the management. So the second function of the principle, so the second principle of the direction is a harmony of objective. And third one is unity of command. There is a single superior, that's subordinate getting the order from a single superior. The concept is known as unity of command. Unity of command is very essential for the direction. Suppose subordinate getting the order from the different superior, there will be chance for the confusions and the conflict. So unity of command must be processed, must be encouraged in the principle of the direction. That's the unity of command. Then appropriate decision techniques. A lot of the techniques are used for the decision making. And there is appropriate direction techniques are essential. There is appropriate direction techniques. Sometimes there is appropriate direction techniques. How to instructing, how to influencing, how to oversee the activity. You must use the modern techniques of the direction. So the appropriate direction technique, that sometimes the counseling is essential to complete certain works. So appropriate direction technique is a very important element of the principle of the direction. And fifth one, there is a managerial communication. A lot of the communication, upward, downward, horizontal, vertical communication. The managerial communication, the right communication to the right person at the right time. This is one of the important elements of the direction. There is a managerial communication, exchanging the fact, idea between two or more persons. The concept is known as the communication. The managerial communication is essential for the direction. So the principal point of one of the important principles is the managerial communication. Another one is use of informal organization. Direction point of view, the manager tried to frame sometimes the informal organization. What's the informal organization? There is a personal relationship within an organization. Suppose it's a formal, maybe affecting the performance of the employees. So you must be focused and use the informal organization in the organization point of view, organizing point of view. So the principal direction, one of the important principles is the use of informal organization. And there is leadership, because there is instructing, inspiring your subordinate. The leadership quality is essential for the organizer or the director. Learned empathy, anticipation, decision making, emotional stability, responsibility, personality, all are essential for the managers. And follow through. The follow means the follow up is very important element. You must be follow the entire activities are going right way. They must be focusing on the follow up ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കണം. ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസ് എസെൻഷ്യൽ ആയിട്ട് പോയിട്ടുണ്ടായിട്ട് അതിൻ്റെ ഫോളോ അപ്പ് പ്രിൻസിപ്പിൾ വളരെ ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻ്റ് ആണ്. ഫോളോ അപ്പ് വളരെ നന്നായിട്ട് നമ്മൾ ചെയ്തിരിക്കണം. ഓക്കെ, ദ follow through all the activity. So these are the important principles of direction. The first important principle is a maximum individual contribution, and there is a harmony objective, there is a unity of command, there are appropriate direction tactics, managerial communication, a use of informal organization, leadership, and the follow through. These are the important principles of the direction. Okay, the first we discuss the characteristics, and these are the important principles. And after that, one of the important themes relating with the direction, there is a supervision. The supervision is one of the important themes relating with the direction. And we're discussing what is the supervision. What is supervision? An examination part. Suppose you write an exam, we can see a lot of supervisor. The supervisor is examining. A supervisor always observing your examination. So what is the supervision? A supervision comprises two words, namely one is the super, another one is your vision. Super means superior or extra. Vision means that is right or perspective. It's like a sight. Vision means like a sight. It's not a right, it's like a sight or the perspective. That is a combination, two important words, super and the vision. And super is representing the extra, and vision means sight or the perspective. The concept is known as supervision. Then we can see the something extra and the perspective point of view. The term is known as supervision. As supervision refers to, it's like an act by which any person inspect or supervise the work of other people. Any person inspect or supervise the works of another people. The term is known as the supervision. Literally meaning of supervision means oversee. Look at things, that's oversee. Inspecting the works. The inspecting of the work is known as the supervision. Supervision is a direction, guidance, control of working force with a view to see that the working is according to plans or keeping time schedule. That means you are working in the right time. നിങ്ങൾ നന്നായിട്ട് വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടോ, ആ ടൈമിൽ തന്നെ നിങ്ങൾ വർക്ക് ചെയ്ത് കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടോ? ഇപ്പോൾ എക്സാമിനേഷൻ നിങ്ങൾ ഹാളിൽ കയറിയിരിക്കുമ്പോൾ അല്ലെ നിങ്ങളുടെ എക്സാമിനേഷൻസ് നിങ്ങൾ എഴുതി ആ ടൈമിൽ തന്നെ അത് കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടെന്ന് നോക്കാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ് അവിടെ സൂപ്പർവൈസ് നടത്തിയിട്ടുള്ളത്. അല്ലെങ്കിൽ സൂപ്പർവൈസർ കോപ്പി ചെയ്യണതൊക്കെ ശ്രദ്ധിക്കും. അപ്പോൾ സൂപ്പർവിഷൻ അതിൻ്റെ റോൾ ഉണ്ട്. Supervision, it's like a direction, guidance and control, working force that a view to see that works are going according to time and schedule. The same is known as the supervision. And so there is some ethics like a coaching, well-being, quality. A lot of the elements are related with the supervision. So supervision is like a combination, two words, super and the vision. Super means the extra and vision means the perspective. And its term is representing any person inspect or supervise the works of other people. The term is known as the supervision. Okay, we're discussing what are the important functions of supervisor. A person who involve the process supervision is known as supervisor. A person involved in the process supervision is known as supervisor. And we discuss some important functions of supervisor. The first important supervisor is a supervisor works develop their innate quality to improve their performance. A good supervisor must be focused on their quality to improve their performance. Innate qualities, that means he tried to improve their the performance and try to improve their the quality. That's the first important function of supervisor, that is improve their the performance. A good supervisor always try to improve their the performance with their quality. That's the first important function. And second one is to adjust their job requirement and to develop. Adjusting their the requirement and developing and the good tendency. Help her subordinate to adjust her subordinate to adjust their work and the job requirement. A supervisor always assisting the subordinate adjusting their work for the job requirement. That's another important function supervisor. He try to adjust their work for the job requirement. The second important function of the supervisor. അതായത് സബോർഡിനേറ്റിന് ഒരു പരിധി വരെ ഹെൽപ്പ് ചെയ്യുന്ന ടെൻഡൻസി നമുക്ക് സൂപ്പർവൈസറിൽ കാണാനായിട്ട് സാധിക്കും. ആൻഡ് മേക്ക് ദ വർക്ക് ലോയൽ ടുവേഴ്സ് ദെയർ ഓർഗനൈസേഷൻ. വർക്ക് എല്ലാം നല്ല രീതിയിൽ ചെയ്തു തീർക്കുന്ന ഒരു ലോയലിറ്റി ഇംപ്രൂവ് ചെയ്യിപ്പിക്കുക അല്ലെ. മേക്ക് ദ വർക്കേഴ്സ് ടു ലോയൽ, കാരണം ഓർഗനൈസേഷൻ റെസ്പെക്ട് ഇംപ്രൂവ് ചെയ്യിപ്പിക്കുക, ഓർഗനൈസേഷൻ കമ്മിറ്റ്മെന്റ് ഇംപ്രൂവ് ചെയ്യിക്കുക. ദാറ്റ്സ് ലൈക്ക് എ ലോയൽ ടു ദെയർ ഓർഗനൈസേഷൻ. And provide the expertise, skill, knowledge, experience, make the worker learn out of the fear and hesitation. പേടിയില്ലാതെ അറിവോട് കൂടിയിട്ട് കാര്യങ്ങൾ ചെയ്യാൻ വർക്കേഴ്സിനെ പ്രോംപ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുക. പ്രൊവൈഡ് ദ എക്സ്പെർട്ടൈസ്, ആവശ്യമായിട്ടുള്ള സൗകര്യങ്ങൾക്ക് പ്രൊവൈഡ് ചെയ്യുക, സ്കിൽ അവർക്ക് കൊടുക്കുക, നോളേജ് ഇംപ്രൂവ് ചെയ്യിപ്പിക്കുക വർക്കേഴ്സിന്റെ. ഇതൊക്കെ അവിടെ ഒരു സൂപ്പർവൈസർ റോളാണ്. ദ എൻകറേജ് ഫ്രീ കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേഷൻ. ദർ ഇസ് നോ റെസ്ട്രിക്ഷൻ ഇൻ യുവർ ഓർഗനൈസേഷൻ. A supervisor must be improve the free communication. Try to develop a free communication with an organization to encourage the free communication. Free ആയിട്ട് കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുക. And develop the employee potential extra where they need to know supervision. Develop employee potential to develop the employee potential to extent where they need no supervision. അതായത് എല്ലാ കാര്യങ്ങളും നിങ്ങളെ സൂപ്പർവൈസ് ചെയ്യാൻ വരുന്നില്ല, നിങ്ങൾക്ക് നിങ്ങളുടേതായ ഫ്രീഡം ഉണ്ട് എന്നൊരു കൺസെപ്റ്റ് അവരായിട്ട് കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുക. എംപ്ലോയി പൊട്ടൻഷ്യൽ, എംപ്ലോയിയുടെ പൊട്ടൻഷ്യൽ ഇംപ്രൂവ് ചെയ്യുക. ആൻഡ് കോപ്പറേറ്റ് വിത്ത് അതർ സൂപ്പർവൈസർ. ലോട്ട് ഓഫ് സൂപ്പർവൈസർ ഇൻ ഓർഗനൈസേഷൻ. A good supervisor try to cooperate with some other supervisor. That's another important function, to cooperate with the supervisor. And prove a good link between the management and workers. They are connecting link in between the management and workers. So that's like an intermediary. So a middleman to act here. That's another important function of supervisor. Another solve the personal problems, subordinate the personal problem solve. To try to solve the personal problems subordinate extent as possible. And maintain the good discipline. Nallor discipline. Another force to organizational maintain. It's the act to obey the rules and regulation. That's the discipline. So maintaining the good discipline in an organization. And these are the important functions supervisor that workers develop the quality to improve their performance, and subordinate adjust their job requirement. Workers loyal towards the organization, provide the knowledge, skill, and then encourage the free communication, develop the employee potential, cooperate with other supervisors, provide the link and solve the problems of the subordinate, and maintaining the good discipline. And these are the important functions of the supervisor. Okay, and after what are the difference with direction and supervision? So already familiar with the term direction and supervision. In both terms there is a direction, there is an instruction, there is a guidance. We're discussing what are the basic difference between the direction and the supervision. A direction is a function of guiding, motivating, leading and supervising subordinate to achieve the organization goal. Direction means it's like guiding, motivating, leading, supervise subordinate organization objective. A supervision of the controlling your subordinate to ensure the work done according to the instruction. Supervision ആണെങ്കിൽ അവരെ കൺട്രോൾ ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ട് അവരെ വർക്ക്സ് പ്രോപ്പറായിട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നില്ല എന്ന് ഉറപ്പുവരുന്നുണ്ട്. ഡിറക്ഷൻ കേസ് അവിടെ ഗൈഡിങ്ങും മോട്ടിവേറ്റിംഗ് ലീഡിങ്ങും മാത്രം കാണാൻ സാധിക്കുള്ളൂ. As supervision is a controlling your subordinate to ensure that the work is done according to the instruction. That's one of the first important difference between the direction and the supervision. And second one, direction performed at every level organized. Either level performs, but supervision is mainly operative level. Lower level ആണ് supervision ആവശ്യമായിട്ട് വരാം. As supervision is important at the operating level, not the lower level. And third one, direction does not need frequent face-to-face contact between the superior and subordinate. But in supervision, there is a face-to-face contact. It's not a contract, it's a contact between superior and subordinate. But direction face-to-face contact ആവശ്യമായിട്ട് വരുന്നില്ല. പക്ഷേ നമ്മൾ സൂപ്പർവിഷന് പോകുമ്പോൾ അവിടെ face-to-face contact superior and subordinate തമ്മിൽ ആവശ്യമായിട്ട് വരുന്നുണ്ട്. That's third difference between direction and supervision. And fourth one, direction used mainly for the functions of higher level authority. The direction is a process of guiding, motivating. So it is mainly relating with the high level authority, but supervision relating with the lower level authority. Supervision also relating with the lower level authority. Okay, these are the important differences between the direction and supervision. Listen, the direction is a function of guiding, motivating, leading, subordinate to achieve the organization objective. But supervision is a function of controlling the subordinate to ensure the work according with the instruction. And second, direction is performed at every level. Supervision is the operating level. Direction does not need the frequent face-to-face contact, but supervision is also necessary frequent face-to-face contact between superior and subordinate. A direction is used mainly for function of higher level authority. Is higher level authority. Supervision is mainly for the lower level authority. And these are the basic difference between the direction and the supervision. Okay, now after what are the important qualities of supervisor? And leadership quality is very important element. And similarly, a supervisor has a lot of quality, necessary lot of the quality. We're discussing what the important qualities are required for the supervisor. The first important quality, leadership quality. A good supervisor always a good leader. He must be learned person, learned anticipation, decision making, and the initiative, personality. So a good supervisor must be a good leader. He must possess a lot of the qualities required for the leader. The first important quality of supervisor is a leadership quality. And second one is a communication skill. A supervisor communicate with a lot of the workers within an organization. So he has to develop a good communication skill to understand the problems of the other subordinates. The communication skill is one of the important quality of the supervisor. And there is knowledge of the rules and regulation. He must know the rules and regulation of organization. So in order to communicate with the subordinate, he must be familiar with the rules and regulations. It is one of the important elements, knowledge of the rules and regulation. Another is a managerial quality. What are the important managerial quality? What are the important elements of the managerial point of view? A good supervisor must be possessing the managerial quality for the benefit of the organization. The fourth one is the managerial quality. Another technical quality. A technical knowledge is able to control the worker. The technical quality is a very important element. The technological upgradation is essential for the supervisor. So one of the important qualities is the technical quality. Another one is emotional stability, able to control the emotions. In fact, some supervisors have to act indecently in the organization sometimes. So a good supervisor always control the emotional feeling. Otherwise, it will be not suitable for the organization. So one of the important is emotional stability. And tactful, that means able to deal with the people. Tactfulness means able to deal with the people. That's another important quality is tactfulness. A responsibility, that means a good supervisor always take the responsibility and there must be obligation towards the organization. And secure the cooperation between the supervisor and also with the workers. A good quality, one of the important qualities is secure the cooperations and knowledge of organization. Along with the knowledge of rules regulation, and your supervisor has enough knowledge of the organization. What is our organization? What is the objective of the organization? That's knowledge of organization very essential. There must be for good memory. Memory is very important element. A good supervisors എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ അവിടുത്തെ എംപ്ലോയീസിന്റെ പേരുകൾ പോലും വിളിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് അവരെ കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ സാധിക്കുന്ന വ്യക്തിയായിരിക്കണം. Good memory is very important element. And able to judge correctly. You can able to judge correctly your other subordinate. That is one of the important qualities. Able to judge correctly. Patience, anger. You control your anger. So it's a patience very important element. നമുക്ക് കോപം വരാൻ നമുക്ക് നിയന്ത്രിക്കാനുള്ള കപ്പാസിറ്റി നമുക്ക് കാണിക്കണം. And sense of discipline. The discipline means is obey the rules and regulations. It's the inner feeling to obey the rules and regulations. That sense of discipline. Okay, these are the important qualities required for the supervisors. That means leadership, communication, knowledge, managerial quality, technical quality, emotional stability, tactfulness, responsibility, secure cooperation, knowledge, good memory, ability to judge correctly, patience, sense of discipline. These are the important qualities required for the supervisors. Along with a lot of the important qualities like physical appearance, technical knowledge, honesty, ability to listen, patience, and the complete informations, and able to talk with well, ability to orderly thinking. A lot of the important qualities. In addition to these qualities, there are a lot of the qualities required for supervisors. So it must be possible the minimum this quality to achieve the objectives of the organization. Okay, so let me conclude. The first we discussed what we mean by the term is direction. What is the direction? The direction is like a process instructing, guiding, and oversee the performance of workers. So overseeing the performance is a direction. And what are the characteristics? It's a pervasive function. There's a continuous activity. There's a human factor, a creative activity, executive function, and delegate function. These are the important characteristics of the direction. What are the important principles? The maximum individual contribution, harmony, unity of command, appropriate direction techniques, managerial communication, use of informal organization, leadership, follow. These are the important principles of the direction. And another important term is supervision. Supervision, the super and vision. And there's the extra and the perspective, which may any person inspect or supervise or work with other people. The term is known as the supervision. And there is a function supervisor, a person engaging the process of supervision, not a supervisor, and must be cooperate with other supervisors, encourage the free communication, and maintain the discipline. These are the important functions of the supervisor. Now the difference with the direction and supervision, one is relating with the higher level function, another relating with the lower level function. There is a face-to-face interaction in the direction point of view. That means not require the frequent face-to-face communication. Direction point of view, supervision point of view, there is a face-to-face communication is essential. This is the important qualities required for the supervisor. Okay, and the direction and supervision both are different. This is one of the important content of this lecture. The direction and the supervision and both are different. The directions basically relating with the higher level activity. Supervision also relating with the lower level activity. And direction point of view, it's not required the frequent face-to-face communication between the supervisor and the subordinate. But in the supervision point of view, there is a frequent face-to-face communication essential to achieve the objectives of the organization. So that's a quite different. You have the supervision and the direction, both are the different. So one is relating with the higher level, another is relating with the lower level. And the direction is higher level activity, as supervision is the lower level activity. Okay. Anyway, thank you so much, and thank you for watching me.